One more enjoyable game in the legendary series is Saints Row. It has a lot of craziness from the earlier games, but it also offers a lot of fresh concepts. Overall, it differs significantly from all of its predecessors. As a result, no one can start playing Saints Row and become a master straight away, not even the most dedicated fan. Therefore, before entering the lovely Santo Eliso, players of all kinds would benefit from being aware of a few insider tips. So, let's find some of them in this video. That should come in handy when the game first starts. Starting from number 7, buy weapons. You start out with a pistol and a rifle, but you can switch to other weapons for some objectives. Although they are good weapons, the arsenal isn't very big. You might assume that you would automatically get more as you go through the game. Contrary to other games of similar type, there are no weapons to locate, enemies don't drop them, and you only sometimes receive one as a prize for completing a task. This is why, when you have the money, it's beneficial to sometimes go to a welcoming fire store and get your own. If you don't, you'll be stuck for a while with nothing more than the 2 starter weapons and perhaps an RPG. Moving on to number 6, complete wanted missions. You receive a new app called Wanted not long after the game introduces you to Santo Eliso and gives you complete freedom of the area. You can utilize this to participate in various assassination operations, according to your buddies. And they're worthwhile, especially early on, because you get paid well for each kill, more than you get for the majority of primary missions. They're also more thrilling than you may anticipate. It's not simply about going somewhere and shooting someone, after all. They have far more inventive ideas than that. One, for instance, has you taking part in a fight of monster trucks. Moving on to number 5, use takedowns carefully. The ability to take down any unarmored opponent with a single button click makes takedowns a crucial component in Saints Row's gameplay. Additionally, each time you use one of these elegant moves, you gain health. Takedowns, however, have a cooldown period after you use them, so you can't just keep using them on enemies. Furthermore, it's not the shortest cooldown in the video game. Since there isn't time for your HP to recharge during fight, it is recommended to reserve one for when you need health. As an alternative, it can be worthwhile to use takedown to eliminate a dangerous enemy that is carrying a weapon. Moving on to number 4, focus on vehicle mechanism. Mechanic first seen in Saints Row, the third, the capacity to leap into a car's driver's seat, is also evident in this title. Simply approach a car and press the entrance button you typically use to get inside. It requires skill to pull it off, but it may also be useful. After all, it's far quicker than getting into a car regularly, making it ideal for situations when you're being chased by members of another gang or the police. If you want to appear even more amazing, you may also glide into vehicles while wearing a wingsuit. Moving on to number 3, gain XP while driving. In real life, you definitely don't want to be moving toward oncoming traffic. Driving on the wrong side of the road, however, gives you experience points in the world of Saints Row. You don't receive much at a time, it's true. However, you will spend a lot of time driving while playing the game, so why not level up while you're at it? Of course, reckless driving may not be for you if you consistently collide with other vehicles. However, if you can avoid the approaching cars, it might be a useful way to get extra experience. And early on in the game, when you need as much XP as possible, it's very important. Moving on to number 2, unlock fast travel spots. Although it isn't explicitly stated in the game, there's a rapid travel mechanism. You may teleport to particular places, like your residence or hiding place, from the map. However, at the beginning of the game, your house is the only place with rapid travel. This is because the rest must be manually unlocked. On the map, there are several landmarks that, so long as you take a picture of them, act as quick transit point. You need to go close to them for them to show up on the map so you can find them. So you should look for them if you don't feel like walking or driving everywhere. Moving on to number 1 and the most important, pay more attention to the main story. As with any open world game, exploring the available sandbox is a large part of the experience. As a result, you could do that when Saints Row grants you free access to Santo Eliso. At this stage, there is nothing wrong with exploring the lovely environment, but don't neglect the story entirely. As you go through the story, new activities are added to the map. The majority of them appear after you unlock Criminal Venture. As a result, after completing a number of tasks, exploring is more enjoyable. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, then subscribe to the channel and like the video in order to see more gaming content like this in future. Comment down below what are some of your beginner tips and what video you need next. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, bye bye.